Hello. Now that we're kind of underway with Project One, let's spend a little time to make our homepage just a little cooler um, and a little bit prettier. So, here's what I have to work with. It's pretty intense. So, let's see. First thing is let's pick out a couple of fonts. So, I'm going to go to fonts.google.com and let's see. I'm just gonna kind of do my thing. What do I want? I don't even know what I want my website to look like. I kind of do like that one at the top. Cool. I'll do this. I'll do like some sort of video game style, maybe. All right. I'm going to add, what do they have? It looks like they're all kind of similar. I think I'm just going to do regular. So I'm going to hit that. I already have fonts in here, so I'm going to remove them. Pacifico, remove. Cool. And then what will I do for my body font? Maybe I'll look for like monospace fonts. Oh, I think I have to like filter language, serif, monospace. Okay. Inconsolata is kind of nice. Maybe I'll do that one. I'll try to be fast. This one's kind of funky. I wonder how they would look together. Might be too close. I'll just add it and then I'll add one more in case I don't like it. Right, back. Oops, back. Okay. Yeah, I'll just grab this one too. And maybe I'll do, I like their light. I'll do light and I'll do semi-bold. Okay. Cool. So now we're going to click on the little suitcase. And here are our options. Now, actually, since we're just going to have one homepage, I might use the link option instead of import. Honestly, it's either way is fine. For this class, for the projects, I recommend doing import since you won't have to worry about remembering to like add all this stuff to every single page. But since we're just doing one homepage, I think it's fine. So I'm going to copy this. And then in my CSS, so here's index, here's my style for the home page. I'm going to, at the top, I want to do a comment. So if you do command / it'll give you a comment. I'm just going to put these up here so I have them, especially since I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these different fonts. So I'm going to get rid of Georgia. I'm not going to do deep purple. I'm going to do a dark gray. And I'm going to get rid of the border just while I'm here. Kind of clean things up a bit. More border. So let's see. H1, I'll also do Pixelify for H2. And then let's get rid of this border on paragraph. Just kind of clean up my mess a little. Cool. And then for the body, right now I have Trebuchet. I'm going to try Space Mono first. Oops. Yep. Copy. And I'm going to put it in the body so that everything inherits it except the H1 and H2 will kind of override. Okay, let's see what we have so far. Okay, all right. Yeah, that's fine. That's a good body font. Okay, so what a disaster. Let's see. Let's go I'm going to find a photo first, and then I'll pick my palette. So I'm going to try to find a photo on Pexels. Maybe I'll just look for like retro video game. Okay, sweet. So I'm looking for, that's kind of cute. Looking for something that would be a good background image. Not a lot that's exciting me. I do like that color palette. I might steal that. That's kind of fun. Maybe that will be my background image. Trolls. Oh, that's a good. Too violent. Okay, I think I'll do the that video game. Like Video Arcade. Ooh, that's kind of cute. All right, I'll just do this. I'm going to download it. Cool photo. I'm going to copy the name of the person just so I have it, and I'm going to do a background image on my whole body. So I'm going to just put the person's name here so I have it, and then I'm going to go grab downloads. Okay, are you going to let me copy? So this, let's see, do we have an images folder for the main folder? We do not. So I'm going to do that. It's, I know it's a little bit frustratingly messy that you have your index, your CSS, and an images folder in here. But I think you just kind of get used to what it looks like. I don't know. It is kind of a mess. All right, let me drag it over. Perfect. I'm going to change the name of it because it's really long. Rename, and I'm just going to call it pinball. Cool. So also while we have this, let's so there's this app called coolers.co, and you can generate a let me see if I can log in here. You can generate a palette from an image. So I'm hoping that I can do that. Okay, make a palette, tools, image picker. Okay, cool. Image picker. And browse image, upload. Okay, I'm going to drop my image there. Ding. Cool. That's fine. Sure. Kind of. Maybe that one. Yeah, more pinks, less browns, I think. Where'd it go? Sure, I'll do that one. Export palette. Are you going to... Cool. Give me the CSS. That is... Okay, so all this stuff, these are like variable names. We won't be able to, use these in regular CSS, but we do have these values. So let's see. I'm going to grab the... I'm going to grab the hex, I guess. I'm thinking about like, if we do HSLA, we do have the alpha as well. So we could do, instead of 1, we could do like 0.7. I'll just grab both so I have them. And just making sure. I kind of like RGBA better. I'll just grab all of like a bunch of it and then delete the stuff I don't want. Okay. So in here, in style, I'm just going to make another command / woo. Oh yeah, so it has all these other comments, so it's getting confused, so I'm going to get rid of them. And really, I don't care about, I think I'm going to keep the hex value and the RGB. And these will be the names of the colors. Okay. So what happened to the ending? There it is. Okay. So I'm going to say colors. Cool. So maybe for our background color, let's look at it again. All right, I'm going to do an image as a background. So we'll do that first. Okay, so body, I'm going to get rid of view. I'm going to say background image, and I'm going to say URL parentheses quote, and then it's images / pinball. So I don't want this to repeat, so I'm going to say background, repeat, none. Wait, no repeat. Glad I checked that. And then background size cover. Cool. So that'll just like make it be in the background and it'll stretch to fit. All right, that's quite dark. That's okay. So this box, we're going to have like a main content box. So I'm going to just kind of get rid of maybe all the junk. So I've got this hero. I'm just going to get rid of all this stuff. Okay, so I'm going to use the section tag, which, as if you hopefully remember, it is just basically a div with a different name, and I'm going to call it content. I'm going to go into style, and a lot of this stuff I'm just going to get rid of so that it's not bothering me. Okay. Cool. So I want this content to be a width of, I like 80%. And I'm going to give it a height of 80% of the viewport height. So whatever the size of my window is, I want it to be 80%. And let's see. I'm going to do margin auto. And oh, the box has no color. So background color. Look at all that typo. Background color. And then I'm going to choose one of these colors. I think the first one, let's look at my palette. I'll do that third one, the really light pink. So pale dogwood is the color. And also, I might want that to be slightly transparent, so I'm going to use that one. So the content will be RGBA, and let's do like 80%. So 0.8 would be 80%. Cool. So I want this to be centered in the page. So I'm going to actually use display flex. Now this box it's going to be the only box in my page. I'm just going to keep things simple. Alana, I'll just put my name, Alana Reese. So I'm going to actually put flexbox on the body, which is a bit weird, but it'll work. So I'm going to say, hey body, display anything inside me as flex. So because there's only one box that's like a direct child, it'll just flex that one box. And then we can use align and justify. So I can say align items, and then I'm going to say center. And actually, because I'm using, I'm going to move this content maybe closer to body. Because I'm using margin auto on the width of it, I don't actually have to use justify, but let's do it anyway. Justify content center. So I'm centering it both on the vertical and the horizontal. I'm going to get rid of margin auto now because maybe I don't need it. Okay, it's not centering vertically. Align items center. Content. Display flex. Let's try align content center. All right, fine, be that way. Because I want this to be like a fast process. Let's just go back to doing margin auto. Sorry, I thought I was being sneaky. And then actually the top and bottom are going to be different. So left and right is what we want to be auto, but maybe the top will do like 80 pixels. Oops, that semicolon's going to mess things up. 80 pixels. That's fine. Okay, so I want there to be some some padding on around all my stuff in content. So I'm going to say padding, maybe like 60 pixels. Oops. Okay. So see how that's pushing stuff out? That's because we need that, the box sizing. So I'm going to do pound, or not pound, asterisk, box sizing, border box. See if that fixes it. There we go. Oh, I wonder if that was what was happening with the display flex, now that I think about it. Maybe I'll do some cool rounded corners. I don't know. Content. Let's get all this stuff back. If you select stuff, like see how my indentation's all weird? If you select it and then you can do command left square bracket, it will fix the indentation. All right, let's just do border radius of maybe like 20 pixels. Do some rounded corners. Very good. If I inspect this, you'll see that the H1 has a lot of built-in margin, and I actually don't want it at all. So I'm gonna zero out the margin on the H1. Maybe I'll just get rid of all the margin on all of the H1 and H2. So I'm going to say H1, comma, H2, comma, H3. Just margin top should be 0. And then I'll just keep the margin underneath, and then it'll kind of separate out text as we go. So now if I look at it, it should only have the margin on the bottom. There we go. See that orange bit? If you scroll down in here, you can kind of see margin is orange, border is yellow, padding is green, and content is blue. Okay, so let's make some cards. In order to do that, we want to have a box, and then we want to put more boxes inside of it. So I'll use the article tag just to keep things organized, and then I'm going to have a div, and I'm going to call this class equals card. And then I'm going to call each div class equals, cards, and this will be card. Okay, so each card will have an image and some text. So I'm just going to put like a cat in here, place kitten.com, 200 by 120, I don't know, something like that. And then a paragraph that is, we'll just do lorem ipsum for now. So this is going to be where I'm going to I'll just say project 1. Maybe this should be an H3. And then underneath it, project 1 is about, I don't know, space kittens. And their favorite foods. Cool. So if I look at it, it's not going to look very great, right? I also realized that if I'm going to use an H3 here, I should probably add the font to that. Ooh, let's do this. Copy. Paste. There we go. All 3 of them have it now. Maybe I want to change. I don't need this now, right? Because it's here. But maybe I want to change the size of things, like font size 60 pixels. And then maybe my body. Look at all this weird indenting. Should be font size 20 pixels. Okay, cool. So let's make these cards. I'm going to say, oh, I know why this happened. Okay, go back. Okay, cool. So I'm going to say for the cards, that's like the main article thing. I'm going to say display flex. And then each card I want to be of equal value. So card should be a flex of 1. And I want them to have maybe their own background color of white. And maybe I'll do like a drop shadow. Drop. don't even know how to do a drop shadow. Drop. There's a cool drop shadow generator. Let's go look for it. Drop. It's called CSS drop shadow generator. There we go. Oh, that's probably the one I use. Okay, I'm going to make this way lighter. Maybe like 3 pixels, 3 pixels, 3 pixels. All right, I'm going to copy. Oh, filter. That's what it is. Filter drop shadow. And then, yeah, so the first value is horizontal offset, vertical offset, blur, and then color. Okay, so the cards will have a little bit of a shadow. Let's see what we've got so far. Okay, I can't really see it. That's cool. That's fine. And there's only one card, so that's why it's kind of like flexing weird. What if we have, I think we should change this to a percentage, because what if I don't want to have more than like 33, like 3 across, so I'm going to say 33.3. Cool. And then let's go back here and we'll just copy the cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I need some margin in between. So I'm going to say each card should have a margin right of maybe 20 pixels. They all need a little bit of padding inside. Padding, maybe just 16 pixels. And then there's actually a lot more, there's more margin happening over here that I should probably get rid of. So the way you do that, this is a cool pseudo class. You say card last child. So the last card, basically, you're going to say margin right is 0. And that'll get rid of that extra space. Okay. I'm going to get rid of that paragraph because we're not using it. All right. So one other thing that we haven't added, couple things. I want to get rid of that margin that is default on the body. You can't really see it if you have an image, but I know it's there and it's going to make me crazy. And then the other thing is I want to, by default, make all the images, IMG, be 100% of whatever box they're in. Okay, cool. So now my cats are stretched across. Project 1, that margin is still a lot. Let's look at what's going on between, so the paragraph has a margin above and below it, and the H3 has a margin below it. I don't really feel like I need both of those things. Oh, they're not, they're kind of intersecting. Okay. I'll leave it. So let's make, maybe my card also needs some rounded corners. 20 pixels. Border radius, 20 pixels. That is the image. That is not the card. Card. Oh, I see what happened. Okay. Cool. Border radius. Now let's make a button. So for each one of these, I'm going to style a link to be a button. So I'm going to do a link, and I don't need HTTP. This is going to be my project. So let's just pretend, let's see, I don't have my project in here. Maybe my project is clock main. So I'm going to put the URL clock-main. And because I have an index.html, it's going to go right there. That's all I need to put in the link. And I'm going to say go to project Cool. So here is my link. It doesn't look like a button, so let's make it look like a button. I'm going to actually call this class equals I'll just call it button. Okay, so in style, I'm going to add dot button. And right now the button is display inline, which means we can't add a few things to it. So I'm going to change it from display inline to, we'll do inline block just in case we want to have two buttons side by side. I'm going to give it a background color of, let's go look at our palette. Oh, I just saw it. Let's do, let's do the first one and have white text on it. So I'm going to do the first color, which is Sinopia. I'll just use the hex value. I don't care about transparency. So I'm going to say button is going to have a background color of that. It's going to have a text color. A text color of white. And I'm going to get rid of the underline. So text decoration none. Decoration none. Okay, so I need padding, but let's see where we're at so far. All right, cool. So I'm going to add some padding. Why does it always do that? Padding, and I'm going to have different value for the top and the sides. So the top I'm going to do 8 pixels, and the bottom will be 8, and then the left and right will be 12. So if you have two values, it assumes that you want to do top, bottom, left, right. This is exactly the same thing as saying 8px, 12px. So this is like top, right, bottom, left, but we can shorten it to this. Cool. All right. Are we just going to go rounded corner crazy? I don't know. Might be too much. Maybe like I want to do just the top corners rounded. So let's play with that. Let's do, if I am a card and I am the image inside the card, let's do border, let's see, top right radius of 20 pixels, and then border top left radius, also 20 pixels. So that'll keep the bottom square, but the top curved. Cool. All right. I like it. And then we need a hover for the button. So let's go back to the button. I want a dot button :hover. Sorry, no space in between. And I'm going to change the background color to, I guess we should go darker. Like the second one or these are so close. I don't know if this was a good idea. Looks like the second one is slightly lighter, so I'll do the second color, licorice. Copy that. Cool. So the background color will turn to licorice when we hover over it. And that's probably all we need. Cool. So I'm going to add that button across here. Index, copy. Cool. All right. And maybe, I don't know, just because it looks weird the way it is, what else should we do? We could have just some other like links to resources or something. Sure. So maybe underneath the cards, which is the article, we can have a new section. I'll call it article, and I'll make it a class of resources. Oops. I'm going to give it an H2 of resources. And then maybe I'll have like just an unordered list of links. So maybe like W3 schools. I should have probably done the link first. Okay. So this is going to go to http:// I don't even remember what the w3schools.com. Okay. w3schools.com. I don't need all this stuff. Cool. And then I'll just make another one. Oh, if you don't want it to open in the same browser window, you can say target equals blank. Okay. Next one will be, what else? We'll do a link to Coolers, coolers.co. Okay, coolers.co. Cool, so let's see what our links look like, because I don't think we've styled them at all. Oh, and the resources is being awfully weird. So, did I put it outside of this box? Oh, that's why. The box is only the height of the page. And I guess I don't want that because that sucks. So I'm going to fix that. So my content box, let's just make it a minimum height and then, geez, min-height. And that means it'll stretch as it needs to. Okay, perfect. And then there's no like margin above the H3. Here's just like a quick, I don't generally recommend this, but well, okay, let's put it on the resources. Let's be good. So in style, I'm going to say for the resources class, sources, make the margin top be like 80 pixels. That'll move it down. There we go. And then let's style these links. So I think I'm going to do the orange color for my links for the default color. So that one was, I'll just grab it from button. Button, this color. Cool. So for my regular old anchor tags, I'll put it here. A color should be that orange. And maybe I'll leave the text decoration. But when I hover over, maybe I'll do a hover. Maybe I'll do like an opposite color just because my palette is boring me. So what if I do like a purple? Sure. Okay, let's see what we've got. Cool. Okay, sure, that works for me. I think you can change the bullet color. Let's see. CSS bullet color. Change bullet color. Cool. Okay, you have to do the LI before. Let's just steal this. Oh, you have to turn off the list style, I guess, and then restyle it. Okay. So I'll just put that right here. And then I want the color to be this color. Let's see if that works. Where is my page? All right, cool. I wonder if you can even do a hover. I don't know if you can. Let's try it. LI. I don't think you can do this. This seems crazy. Color. I'll just pick a weird color just so we can see it. And we don't need any of this. We're just basically changing the color. Nope, doesn't work. Well, I tried. All right, let's get rid of that. Okay, cool. So this is like all the way across right now, but like we could say have 2 columns. So let's see, resources. If you want to change this to 2 columns, basically I want article to be like the main box where I'm going to put the flex box. So what that means is like if I want these 2 to be in their own column, they need to be in their own div or some sort of box. So I'm going to do that. So now all this stuff is together in one box. And I'm going to say for the resources class, and then just so we can see it, I'll just copy this div so that we have 2 columns. And I'm going to say for this resources class, do a display flex, my most common typo. And then for each one of those, so for resources div, make each one of them a flex of 1. And then, you could add 3 or however many. Cool. So now I've got this like 50-50 column. Maybe I want those to be white like this. I don't know yet. Yeah, we'll do it. So it's basically going to be card. So that div is going to have like a background color. Okay, of white. And a border radius of 20 pixels again. Oh, and then, dang it, we have to do the margin again and also padding inside the div. So this div needs padding of 20 pixels. And then I want it to have a margin right of 20 pixels, so it's not touching anymore. See how there's that extra? So let's do the div last child thing and fix that. Div last child. And then we'll say margin right for the last one should be none or zero. Okay, so we've made, some sort of website. I hope this was helpful. I've probably babbled too long. I have. So yeah, I'll say this in the message, but you can go ahead and like skip around to what you want. And yeah, okay. Make your site look cool. Okay, awesome. Bye.